Hello everyone. Today is a dreary day here and it's very rainy outside. It's pretty cold. There's no sun. And I'm here by myself in the house in a cozy room. It's nice, dry, and warm. And I thought I would look at some pictures on my computer that have some intricate details and try to understand what's going on in the pictures. They are nice pictures and just remind me of the fall, so I thought that you could join me just enjoying the pictures. So I'll set that up. So this is a picture that could have been taken in the fall because it has a bunch of mushrooms in it. I will count later how many mushrooms there are. There's also a picture of mushrooms within this picture, and then a basket that has more mushrooms. And all these mushrooms are lying on a table, but also most of the mushrooms and the pictures of the mushrooms are on this beige blanket that is underneath. It's kind of a knitted blanket, and the blanket also has some details. So, don't know if you can see that. I will lift the camera a little bit. So, let me show you again. Here is the blanket, and there's some detail, some lines on that blanket, and some softer areas, and maybe more rougher areas here. I will now count the mushrooms that are lying on this side of the picture, because I might want to report that later on to the people that have an interest in knowing about these numbers. I'm not yet sure who these people are, but I might track them down. It's just to tell them about how many mushrooms there are. So I'll count this one too, even though this one does not seem to be in the best shape, but that could be just the type of mushroom it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think there are 12 mushrooms on this side. There's a little piece over here too, I think. And then there are also a bunch of mushrooms on this picture here. Actually, now that I really look at it, I think there are more than 2 pictures. I think there are 3 pictures, and this one is just a small one. A small picture there that has just a few mushrooms. I'll count them real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 mushrooms on this area. And then I think I can't see all the mushrooms on this area, but I will count the ones that I can partially see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. So I'm just going to write that down. I'll find a pen to write it, just so I can make a note of it, so that I can report it later on. So I'll write it down over here. And then there's this basket that has all kinds of mushrooms too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there's 9 big mushrooms there. And then there's this one area that has, this picture has mushrooms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 mushrooms. So in total there are quite a few mushrooms. And I think it's just a beautiful picture. And the color of the mushrooms is also like really nice. Like so orangey. I wonder if they did something post-production wise, or if the colors are just so saturated from just taking the picture, if they're naturally so saturated or not. I couldn't say, but it's a nice contrast with the blanket and the floor for sure, because these are not so saturated. But these mushrooms, they're just really beautiful, those fall colors. So I'm happy and glad that I could enjoy this picture. So I'll go to the next one now. So this picture, see, it's within a building. It has all kinds of domes in it, and the lamp that's hanging from a ceiling. I will zoom in a little bit more and turn the camera so you can see most of it. So you can see the lamp here. It's not so visible because the color is kind of similar to the background, because it's all a monochrome. It's really a monochrome picture. But it's a very intricate picture. There are a lot of kind of layers to it, but it's like, I'll have to zoom out a little more to be able to show all the layers. So these are arches. These are the arches in the background, the farthest away, so they appear to be the smallest. And then there are arches that come closer and closer and closer. And each art has this beautiful shape. And like a scallop, it's like a scalloped shape. And then I'm not sure if around the arches they painted or whether it's kind of etched into the concrete or the stonework. They have these beautiful decorations with flowers, and also underneath the arches they have kind of similar work, but these might just be the tiles with etching on them. And I'm not sure about the colors. They may just be gray, but they may just be red for all I know, because the picture is just kind of a gray picture, but that doesn't mean the colors are. The real colors could be a different color. But then this lamp that's hanging from the ceiling, kind of, I don't know if you could call it a chandelier, but I'm not sure what material it is. It might be some kind of a straw, or it could even be glass work, but a very intricate work. Like it has a lot of strings. I'm sure when the lights are turned on in this room, this would be beautiful to see. And I don't even know where this picture was taken, but now all of a sudden I feel like going wherever it is taken, just to be able to see what this light would look like in this space. Anyway, I think it's beautiful how all the etching looks so similar and yet somehow different. Just maybe because it's just the distance that makes it look different. Because when you really study it, it looks very similar. From this arch looks very similar to this arch, except you can't see the point that this arch has. You can't see it so well in the next one because the chandelier is covering it. But yeah, it's a very interesting building. I wonder, like, if all the arches mean there are just so many rooms in this building, all consecutive rooms, or if it's just a really big hallway. And I wonder if in every room there is a chandelier just like this. It would be a beautiful series too. And the people who made these are so patient. They really took their time, and you can tell that they were very proud people. Like, just, I mean, they must have been proud after having completed this work of art. Just something I really admire. Okay, so the next picture is someone's hair. So it's done in a beautiful way. I think maybe this person is getting married. She has pretty long hair, you can tell, but it is done like the hair is folded in a way that it doesn't reach her shoulders anymore. And it is hanging off her head kind of in a bun. I would call it a semi-bun. And she has this beautiful jewelry worked into the hair. Like there's different strands of hair too. And I don't think it's really braided, but it's more twisted. So the strands of hair are kept separated and twisted into the semi-bun, and then the jewelry is also twisted within there, but very visible still from afar. It appears to be shiny. There appears to be some metals, very intricate details. And these may be stones that are worked into the jewelry piece. And I'm not sure if she really is getting married. She is wearing a white shirt. It may be a dress, but I'm not sure if this would be a wedding dress because it seems to be more like a shirt than a dress. But it could be just a shirt that she put on to protect the dress underneath while her hair is being worked on. So that would be my assumption, that she has a beautiful dress underneath that she will be getting married in, but then she will wear this while her makeup and her hair are being done. And then when that is done and the time gets closer to when she will actually be getting married, then she will easily be able to slip out of this shirt and then go to the ceremony and the rest of the day where she can enjoy having such beautiful hair. Like, I really admire the person who did this too. There are a lot of artists in this world, aren't there? Like, hair is so nice and clean, and it must be a beautiful color also. I'm not sure. I don't know if you could say that anybody doesn't have a beautiful hair color. Maybe depends on your taste, but I think most people's natural hair is pretty beautiful. And this lady certainly is beautiful. And yeah, she sits with her head upright, and she must be anticipating a beautiful life together with the person she's getting married to. That is at least what I am imagining when I see this picture. So the next picture is also within a building, and it also has a chandelier. So it's kind of similar to the one that we saw recently. Not the previous picture, but the one before that. There are also beautiful arches here, but those are by the windows. See those arches? And I will zoom into this beautiful chandelier. This one is very beautiful also. And it seems to be kind of in the center of the room. As you can see, I will zoom in a little bit to the chandelier. So, there appear to be a lot of crystals in the chandelier, and they are glass colored, but then there's also some red at the edge of the crystals, or whatever they are, the red colors, and then at the top they have some crystals that are coming down. So this is kind of an upward movement, and then down movement, and then the movement from the top is down. So there's kind of a collision of movements here in the center. Now I will zoom out a little more so you can get an overview of this room. So you can see here, there must be a pillar that is kind of at the entryway of this room. 2 pillars, so they must be a part of the doorway. I don't see that there is actually a door here, so it's more of a doorway. And I wonder, oh, I just see there's somebody sitting here in this room, and they may be praying, so it might be a religious building, which makes sense. I think this might be an Orthodox building. And it certainly is very beautiful and has a lot of shiny elements, gold, also a lot of orange tones, some teal at the top here, and then there's kind of a ceiling color all the way at the top. And the carpet is very big. It spans all around the room, but it also has some decorations in there. There's some red. I don't know if these are just like flower petals that somebody put, or if it's part of the carpet. I believe it is part of the carpet because the red is only on the horizontal lines. They have some red touches here and there. So I don't think they are rose petals, because then they would be scattered about more than they are here. So, yeah, in the back of the room there are also some structures that might be like sealed off little rooms. I would say they remind me of like a confession chamber. This one does at least. Then the one in the back, I'm not sure if it's like where a priest goes up to preach or something like that. And there are also there's no seating other than on the rug, so there are no chairs anywhere. But it's really a room to be admired. So this is a chess game, and again, there are so many intricate details in the chess pieces. Like, I'm used to playing with a set that is just all round, and you really have to imagine what the pieces are. But with this game, like, there are so many details that are tiny. You can see the hoofs on the horse, their muscles and their legs. You can see the armor the horse is wearing. And you can see the harness of the person, of the rider. And there is the king. There must be the queen. And so then we have these 8 pawns here that really look like you can see this guy's face a little bit. He does not seem very happy, to be honest, to be there, but who likes to be a pawn in a game, right? What else do we have? The queen, the king, the knights, the rooks. The rooks I can't really see all that well, but they appear to be tall. And also, the actual chessboard has plenty of decorations. It has lighter colored tiles, darker colored tiles, and in between there's this intricate red decorative pattern. So the frame of the board has beautiful red stars as decorations. And as for the colors of the pieces, they appear to be all in one color. But I would like to see the other side of the board to just see the difference between the colors. So, yeah, it's an exciting start of a game if you like chess. Otherwise, it might just be a boring start of a game, but that's fine too. Okay, so next there's a pretty old phone on a wooden desk, and the phone is wooden too, except for the dial. And who doesn't like this type of phone with this manual dial that you have to turn around, the numbers, and then they go back, and then you pick the next number, and so forth. And so on this part is probably where you pick up the receiver, which I think you would normally have to pick up before you start dialing. Okay, so you can see there's a hand going to the dial. So somebody must be about to make a phone call or pretend to be making a phone call. On the dial, there is like a brass metal with, in the centerpiece, a star with a round border around it. And the person is reaching toward the number 5 with their middle finger. I wonder why they would use their middle finger. I always used to use my index finger, but I think the middle finger would work just as well. And so the color of the center tile is the same as this attachment that holds the receiver. And etched into the wood are some leaves, like they're branches with brass leaves. And you can also see the same type of leaf here at the bottom, at like the base of the phone. So compared to the phone I am holding, this is a very different type of technology, but the idea is kind of the same. You can talk to somebody that is very far away, just like I am talking to you right now, but in a different way. So again, I'm thinking about the person who made this, or the company who made this. It's not just a standard phone, it's a real thought out device, and I wonder what the ratings were. Of course, when this was made, there was no Amazon and no ratings yet, so I'm pretty sure though that the people were happy with this piece of technology in their home, and that it helped them on many occasions. Here you can see small little tiles that are laid out in circles. Some circles you can see more of the surface of than other circles. But they did put everything in circles, and that must have required patience and skill also. And the grout in between the tiles is a bit darker, and I'm sure with the years becomes dirtier and not so easy to clean. So that would become more of an earth color in between the tiles. Some of the tiles are darker color, and I'm not sure if this is a kind of a weather defect or if they were already different to start out with. But I think just the age of the tile and some dirt that collected on them might have made them a little darker, some of them. And this could be laid out in a marketplace or just in the street. I'm not sure if they would put it in an ordinary street, but maybe in a fancy type of street where they know that they will have some celebration sometimes. So whoever took this picture, I appreciate them, because it's really beautiful to look at, and it shows that not everything needs to be perfect, and some dirt is okay. Some aging makes things interesting and beautiful too. It certainly shows a rich history and a lot of things that could have happened on top of these tiles. Like, what I mean is, a lot of people would have walked on these tiles. There could have been markets, like people could have been selling stuff, and processions could have happened on top of these tiles. Just celebrations of life and just regular everyday things could have happened in this place a long time ago, and they could still be happening. So we have shared these tiles with the past, and we will share them with the future. So that is something that I appreciate. And then here we have brass tiles that could be in a clock. They turn and they are just intricate in themselves, and they make other dials turn, and it's part of a machine of some sort, and it may be part of a clock or a watch or something else that gives detailed information. And there are some appear to be scratches on this dial. I'm not sure what could have caused that. But also, it gives away some of its history, but not everything. It's still kind of a mystery. There's some letters etched in some of these dials. Some numbers here. I think that's a 7 and a 9. But it could be something completely different also. There's more numbers here. Not all of the dials have numbers or letters on them that I could see, but the letters could be on the other side. So it depends on how they put everything together, but some fine engineering that you can see in this picture. And the dials all seem to have the same color, but this may also be an artifact of the picture. Anyway, it's beautiful, smart engineering, which I appreciate, and I also appreciate that you joined me in admiring these pieces of art and photography and architecture. And I hope to be looking at some more information later on. And I hope that you'll join me then. And I hope that this helped you to relax. Anyway, I hope you're having a good evening or a good morning, and that you feel good and relaxed.